Today is an especially exciting day. We are taking the 900 up north for what I guess will be the second annual Saab Club of Arizona camping trip. We are currently headed out of beautiful Phoenix, Arizona, and we are headed up north to the Mingus Mountains, which is roughly kind of between Prescott and Jerome. We're going to the same exact location that we had gone last year, which worked out fantastically. It will be quite cold. Phoenix, where I'm at in Phoenix, is about 1,450 feet in elevation. Mingus Mountains is 7,000 to 8,000 feet. But as you can see, we are taking the 900, and this car has not really gotten driven much at all. I did an oil change on January 2nd at that mileage, and I've put about 400 miles on it in that, I guess, last 4.5 months or so. So it's been having a lot of issues. Of course, it had the issues that I had done previous videos on where it wouldn't start when it was cold. I also had it strand me around that same time with a hot start issue, meaning I took the car to the grocery store, did my shopping, came back out, and it just wouldn't start. It started after about an hour, and because of that, I've kind of been very hesitant to drive it. It's got a lot of other little issues still as well, but those are kind of the two that have really prevented me from taking it very far or driving it much. Probably just as pressing at the moment is actually an issue I just discovered a couple days ago when doing a look over before this trip, and that is the CV boot on the driver's side, the inner CV boot, so where the axle connects to the transmission, had a pinhole leak and was flinging grease everywhere. Thankfully, I caught it pretty early on. There wasn't much grease, so there's still plenty of grease in the boot. Obviously didn't cause any damage. But given that I wanted to drive this weekend, I couldn't get a new boot in time, so I did a redneck trick, as they call it, and essentially put some gasket sealer around the boot. And it seems, fingers crossed, to be working. I drove it about 10 miles after letting the gasket make your cure, and there was no new grease under there. So fingers crossed that'll work for this weekend, and we'll get a new boot ordered here in due time. I'm currently flying solo right now, but we are about to hop onto I-17 to head north, and we're going to meet up with about 4 other Saabs, and then we'll kind of take the trip up the Mingus Mountain, do some beautiful driving, see some great scenes on 89A, and it's going to be a great trip. So I guess without further ado, we're going to be stopping at the gas station here shortly. Fingers crossed it starts back up with no issues. That'll be a good test of the hot start issue, and then we'll hit the road. Good test of the hot start issue here. Yeah, we are good to go. Now I do have to say, so we've got Pat in his 9.5 Aero, Tristan in his Turbo X, and then TJ in his 9.5 wagon behind that. We'll be meeting up with a few more cars up north, and I have to say, while we've been waiting at this gas station, I went inside, and obviously I'm wearing this Saab Club of Arizona shirt, and I hear this lady, and as soon as she speaks, I know exactly where she's from. This lady and her husband, stop me and they say, "Oh, we love your shirt." And immediately I see the Swedish accent. And they're like, "We're visiting America from Trollhättan, and we've been all over the country, and we never thought we'd see Saabs out here. We've owned 900s, 9.5s, we've sold all these cars, this and that." And they were just the sweetest people ever. They were so excited to see Saabs. I was so excited to meet them. Swedish people, all of you that I've met have just been so incredibly nice. But the fact that they're not just from Sweden, but from Trollhättan is just so cool. We got a little bit of traffic going up the big hill coming up here, so hopefully it won't be too bad. We tried to leave relatively early, but that just made my day. That's, I think, a sign immediately that we're about to have a great, great trip. Let's roll the music again. Car did absolutely fantastically on the way up here. It's honestly not dirty. I'll put a picture on the screen of how it looked last year. Last year when we came up, it was all muddy, and so the car got extraordinarily filthy. But honestly, it doesn't even look like we did about 4 miles of dirt trails. So yeah, beautiful weather up here. It's probably about 50, 55 degrees right now. Just over 100 miles from home, we've got some people that took much longer treks, including a pretty cool 9.3X that's hiding back there we'll get to in a minute, but we're going to take a look at all the cars here. So Tristan's 6-speed manual Turbo X with 208,000 miles on it now. Pretty much all the cars up here are much like that one. We got a lot of 4Runners, Jeeps. There was a Trackhawk that actually came by here that looked like he was struggling as much as we were to get through here. We've of course got the classic 900. Car did, you know, fantastic on the way up here. Definitely took it very slow over the rocky parts of the road, but it was great. There was a couple spots where I think I kind of just rubbed the SPG panels a little bit, but honestly, when you compare it to what it looked like last year, it almost looks like we didn't do any sort of off-roading at all, whereas we've got the Turbo X is quite dusty, probably from being all-wheel drive. Nice Jeep Rubicon out here that Todd and Taylor, he has a 9.7X Aero that is always at the annual meet, so you've probably seen his car before on the channel. Craig's 9.7X, this car was in the camping trip video last year. He went over it in pretty good detail. If you want to see the camping trip video last year, you can check out the video in the top corner, but this thing is really cool. If you look closely, you'll see a lot of little things that he's done to this car to make it super cool and really kind of an off-roader. And there's a little Easter egg kind of, well, right, probably not an Easter egg, but thing he's done back here on his tailgate. So he's got the camping setup right here, but look at this. So he took 2 4s from the 4.2i and then the X from 9.7X and turned it into 4x4. Cool little badge detail here that I'm not sure I've seen anyone else do. Really cool. But yeah, this is a super sweet setup. And behind this bush here, this is a 9.3X on turbines that came from Pasadena. He got here maybe about 15 minutes after we did. This thing is really, really cool. He's on Instagram. He's also got an SPG, but this car is just laser red, turbines, absolutely beautiful car. He said, you know, this is quite literally what this car is made for. He said he takes it on trails all the time in Southern California, and I think it just fits in so well here. I mean, he said, like, you know, it just flew right over these trails. Really cool. So Tuan has some of his family out. They're not here currently. Like I said, we passed them on the trail, but they've got a few Toyotas. It'd be really cool to own a Toyota 4Runner or Tacoma someday just to have for off-roading. And then hiding under the trees here, last year, you might remember, this is where Tyler parked with his SPG. This is where John parked with his 900. And then over on the other side that's currently empty is where I parked. But we've got Craig taking some pictures. Hey guys, did you tell him about Tuan, Mr. IMM Auto? I told him about Tuan. I actually just said that they're out right now. Yeah. But yeah. We've got Pat's 9.5 Aero wagon. I've done a tune on this with Map Tune. He's actually got a rebuilt motor from Tuan and IMM, where he put some Wassners in there, the Map Tune exhaust. He's got some DO88 goodies under the hood as well. This car is a really clean example of a 9.5 wagon. And lastly, we have TJ's 9.5. He's got the cool vanity plate on this as well. Watch the stars, but now I'm gone. When I Oh! Oh no, got everywhere. Twan's just getting back, and conveniently, Theo has this pretty cool Defender we're going to be sticking the camera to and riding around, doing a little bit of off-roading. So the problem we're having here is this is just about a 1/4 inch too big to fit on the hood, and there's no real flat spots. I didn't bring any other attachments, but with the help of some duct tape, we're good to go. Let's swap to that footage. Oh yeah. So Theo's putting it in 4 low and locking the diffs, and he's gonna crawl right over these. That is incredible. This camera died, so I hope I got some good footage, but now we've got his other, we've got his other RC car out, which is a Raptor. He said this does about 65 miles an hour. It's a rear wheel drive open diff. Look at that thing. That's crazy. Tristan is heading out, but Turbo X's just sounds so good. We got the mic off so you guys can hear the exhaust a little better. About 5 o'clock. You can see the sun is starting to get lower in the sky. I have just over a 2-hour drive home, and the sun sets at about 7 o'clock. The reason I mention that is twofold. I'm not going to be able to stay overnight because this car does still have the cold start issue. I mentioned it's going to get quite cold here tonight, probably in the high 30s-ish, maybe a little cooler. So I know the car probably won't start tomorrow morning. Secondly, my gauge cluster lights have stopped working in the 900. I've fixed these a few times, so that's another thing to add to the list of things to fix on this car. So I want to get home before it's dark so I can make sure I have good visibility on the lights. I mean, I could use a flashlight, but I'd rather not. So we got to hit the old dusty trail. We got about 4 miles of dirt and then about 100 miles of pavement, and we'll be home in about 2 hours. Made it home just before dark and trouble-free. The 900 was just phenomenal on this trip. We covered just over 200 miles, about 210, 220 miles round trip. And only issue I had was it seemed like there were a couple times where I'd get on it at certain RPMs and certain gears, and it felt like it might have been misfiring. But I just kind of stayed out of that. As far as I can tell, I did just look under it briefly. I think my fix on the axle boot also worked. That was my main concern. Let me know though if you guys enjoyed this kind of content. I absolutely love making these kind of videos. It's just a great thing to take these cars out and do something different with them. Great to meet some new people, see some old friends you haven't caught up with in a while, and it's just a ton of fun, a great excuse to take this car out in some amazing weather as well. That's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one.